following his passion, his ambition, makes me very happy. And all I want is him to have a very good life, and just he should have everything in the world, like, yeah.
Absolutely. You know, the world works in mysterious ways. Where life takes you, no one really knows. And I've heard some wonderful news about you. You recently became a mother yourself.
Yes.
And I see that your little one is here and your husband is back there as well recording this moment. It's like life has come full circle for you.
Yeah.
So now that you have brought in new life into this world, how has it changed your perspective on everything?
Now I know, like, the value of life, and about humanity, you know. So when I realized that I have been identified as a potential donor and I could actually donate, I felt a strong sense of responsibility and gratitude, and I realized that I should do it, because this is nothing in front of what the patient is going through, what they are suffering, right? You can have like a minor inconvenience, but that would save someone's life. So I would tell everyone, please register. It's a very simple process. You have to give your swab sample, that's it. And just by registering it, it will give hope to the patient and their family. And the second step would be, if you are identified as a match, then please donate. Like, the day chemist team will take care whether you are healthy or not. They will have a health checkup done. Then only they'll proceed to the next things. So no need to worry. And it won't affect anything on your after health. So you'll be all right just within 2 days. So I have recovered only 1 or 2 days. So nothing to worry. It will not have any effect long term. And on your fertility also, there's no issue. All women can donate, no issue. And the DKMS team, when they do the health checkup, they'll tell like if there is any issue. So it's not at all a problem. So I strongly tell everyone, please do this. It's just a small step which could give someone's second chance in life.
22 ലാസ്റ്റ് നമ്പറൊക്കെ ആകുമ്പോഴാണ് അനന്തുലസ് ഇത് അറിഞ്ഞത്. അതിൻ്റെ സൈഡ്
Please continue.
അതിനുശേഷം ആദ്യമായിട്ട് നമ്മൾ പറയുന്നത് ഡോക്ടർക്കാണ്. ഡോക്ടർ കൃഷ്ണൻ വളരെ കൈൻഡ്ലി ആയിട്ടാണ് ഇതിൻ്റെ കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ ചെയ്തത്. ഡോക്ടറാണ് പറഞ്ഞത് ഡിക്കൻസിനെ പറ്റിയിട്ട് ഞങ്ങളോട് പറഞ്ഞത് ഡോക്ടറാണ്. ബിഗ് താങ്ക്സ് ടു ഡോക്ടർ. ദെൻ ബിഗ് താങ്ക്സ് ടു ഡോണർ സ്വാതി. ആ സമയത്ത് ഒരുപാട് സ്ട്രഗിൾ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. 2-3 വർഷം തന്നെ സ്ട്രഗിൾ ചെയ്തിട്ട് തന്നെയാണ് കഴിഞ്ഞത്. ഒരുപാട് പ്രയാസങ്ങളും ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടുകളൊക്കെ ആ സമയത്ത് അനുഭവിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. Thanks for God.
Diagnosed with severe aplastic anemia, the doctor initially suggested some treatment which didn't work much, and then the doctor said that since the counts are very low, they suggested a transplant as early as possible, and then they started looking for a donor, and luckily there was a donor who agreed to go ahead with the donation. And both the entire family was actually praying to get a matched donor and praying for successful transplant. So she's saying also is that like the transplant physician took really great care of the Anandu, and it was very well coordinated, and she is very much thankful for BKMS to provide such a donor who could actually make a big change in Anandu's life.
She feels when he gets diagnosed and how much he depends on the donor. So the patient journey starts with giving blood to a lab, and then the lab gives some results back. The doctor looks at it and says, oh, here's something different, we have to look further. So and then this journey starts, a journey which is very painful, takes time, and step by step you're getting demotivated, you're spending a lot of money. And step by step the doctor has to say you more and more details about what you're suffering on. And one of the worst diagnoses is, for example, aplastic anemia. And at this point you need help. And you need several kinds of help. In India you need help, maybe financially. And in India you need donors who can support you with a perfect match. in other countries, like I'm coming from Germany, DKMS is founded in Germany more than 30 years back now. There we have plenty of donors. A doctor has the opportunity to choose between donors. He can say this donor or this donor is much better than another donor, because you will find in the database 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 perfect matches. In India, most of the time, there's only one, Dr. Govin mentioned Superman, or I would say Superwoman. And when this donor has then the opportunity to say yes or no, it's a voluntary process. They don't get paid. They have to spend time, and they're going under a specific diagnostic process, because we want to ensure that the donor is healthy. So they have to spend time. And not everyone is doing this. Like Dr. Govin mentioned, most of the people don't register. A lot of people are not available when we are then calling them, here we have a patient, would you like to proceed?
Infections as simple as Epstein-Barr virus, cytomegalovirus, which is very prevalent, or herpes, or many other diseases like hepatitis, which are very, very, very common, produce certain genetic changes in certain patients. Not everybody who gets them gets the disease. So therefore, aplastic anemia is a disease wherein you just don't have your blood stem cell producing any more blood. And there's about 20,000 people annually in India who are diagnosed with the disease. The incidence is about, in about a million, there are about 20. So that's the over global incidence, but in India it's much, much higher. So therefore we have to be geared up for this. The first part of this is a very expensive treatment. By the time you diagnose the problem, you spend a lot of money. Then when you find out that this problem is really one of those as bad as leukemia problems, where a transplant can save your life, you start grappling with the frank realities of, do I have the money, where am I going to get the donor? And this is the juncture where everybody kind of stops. You might have started by saying this is leukemia or something really bad, and eventually it turned out to be aplastic anemia. The good thing about aplastic anemia is actually curable. Most leukemias are not. So in aplastic anemia, when you do a bone marrow transplantation or a stem cell transplantation, it is an interchangeable term. The newer nomenclature is stem cell transplant. So there is a stem cell or mother cell. In Kannada it's called Kanda Kosha, the one that makes everything. From this comes every other cell. So each organ system has such a cell, and the blood cell is called the blood stem cell. There are liver stem cells, skin stem cells. So the blood stem is what we're interested in. And if you can get a match with somebody, you can cure the person. Unlike in leukemias, despite going through the difficulties of the transplant, there is a lesser incidence of cure. So aplastic anemia is absolutely curable, which is fantastic for the patient. A transplant can actually cure you, which is not the common kind of an outcome in most transplants, which are the leukemia spectrums. So what really happens in the difficulty here is, once that you, and these nice people have gone through this whole process, so once you go through the treatment, you realize that there are two options. Either you can do cyclosporine ATG, which is temporary, it gives you about 60-70% outcome, or you find a donor, because if you can't find a donor, there is no question of a transplant. So why can't we find a donor? We can't find a donor because Indians don't like to go and put their stem cells on the registry. If you're an Indian, you have a certain type of HLA, and these are called points or loci. And certain loci are expressed ethnically, geographically, endemically in certain places, which do not occur in other places. So the chance of finding a Tanzanian match in India is very, very less. Not impossible. You will find that all over the place. You will find all kinds of matches. But you finding a donor with an Indian, a South Indian more if you're from South, because there are certain expressions are called haplotypes, which are always conserved in these areas. And therefore your chance of finding a donor is always with an Indian to find the best match. So if you get a full 10 on 10 of a higher resolution also, the outcome is great. When you do not have a full match, let's say out of these 8 points, you get only 7. So that's a mismatched transplant. The fact that you found a donor is not good enough. Yes, very good, you found a donor, but it's not a fully matched donor.